So hello everyone, welcome to TryRide. This is Pack 365. Myself Sujit. So in this session, we are going to learn new concept in our function. Okay. Now we are going to understand what is global variables and what is local variables. Because previously we know what is variables. If we are going to create a variables to store some value, okay, then what is the global variables and what is the local variables that are available inside the function. Okay, guys. After that, we are going to start implementing our coding because, guys, as of now, we are doing the coding on our procedural oriented. But after that, we are going to see the functional oriented programming because nowadays in every company will use that particular functional oriented programming. Okay, so guys, to understand these global variables and local variables, so I'll give you a diagram so that you can get a clear picture on that. So guys, if I'm trying to open my pen, guys, just see, this will be tell me that this is a simply syntax for my function. Okay, guys, just see here I am creating a function by the help of our def keyword. Then here I am passing a function name. Okay, guys. Then guys, just see whenever I am calling this function, then it will be start implementing, guys, right? If I'm not calling, then it will only created in my memory, but it will be not functional. Okay. After I am calling my function, then it will be start implementing. So inside the function, if I try to write something, this is called our local space or local variables. Okay. After the function, whatever the space are remaining, this will be treated as my global space or global variables. Okay. So now we are going to understand what is the local variables and what is the global variables. So first we are going to understand this global variables. Okay, means we are creating a variable outside the function. Then how it going to happen? First we are going to see through an example, then only we are going to write some theory point. Okay, so come to my VS Code. Now we are going to write a function. So how to define a function in our Python? By the help of our def keyword. So after I am writing def keyword, so here I am creating a function by the help of my sample name. Okay, I'll give my function name sample. So guys, before that, I need to create a variable outside the function and I will assign a value called 10. Now my requirement will be, if I want to run this var, means I want to print that var, but inside this function, then it will possible or not, because every time we are going to check what is local variables and what is global variables. Okay, as of now, we are creating that particular function and we'll creating a variables. Now to run that particular function, we are going to call that particular thing. So now how the controller will going to work here? So guys, as of now, we are just creating a function, guys, right? But before that, we are creating a variable. So in this Python, this variable will known as my global variables because we are creating outside the function. So now if I'm trying to run this one, it will give me the output. Okay, means we can say that if we are creating a global variables, we can access anywhere in the program. Means if I'm accessing after calling the function, also here it will be printing the same value. Okay, 10. Now guys, I want to change that value. Means as of now, my value will be 10. Means my var value will be 10. Now I just want to add 10. So here if I'm trying to add, so var plus equal to 10. After that, if I'm trying to run this one, so it will give me a error. That error will tell that unbound local error. That means if you are creating a variable outside the function and you try to update or modify the value inside your local space, means this space will be treated as a local space. Why? Because inside the function, whatever the function or statement you are going to write, it will be called our local space. So it will not possible that we are update. But if I try to give some operation on that, if I try to add 10 value, then it will possible and it will be give me the output as 20. Okay, now my requirement will be, if I try to modify outside the function. Okay, so in that case, if I try to print the value, then in this case, it will be give me the modify value. So by the help of this example, we can get that global variables can access anywhere in the program, but we can modify only outside the function only. Inside the global space, we cannot modify. So now we are going to start the theory point. Okay. So what is global variable? So global variables are these variables are declared outside the function, outside the function. Then we can access global variables. Okay, global variables anywhere in the program, anywhere in the program. Okay, but we cannot modify, we cannot modify in the local space. Guys, just see here also, we cannot modify in this space, but we can modify anywhere in the program, except the local space. Okay, so that's all about our global variables. So now we are going to discuss our local variables. What is local variables? So if you are creating a variables inside a function, this is known as local variables. So now here I want to create a function. I'll give the name as sample. Okay. Now I just want to create a variable. So here I am creating a variable and I will assign a value called 10. Now if I'm trying to print that particular thing, after creating the function, if I try to run this one, so every time I just need to call that function. Now if I try to run this one, so in this time it will be give me the output as 10. Now we are going to adding some operation or we can modify inside the function. It will possible or not. Okay. Now if I'm updating that value, okay, then if I try to perform some tasks also, so var plus 10. Okay. So here I need to print a var value. So now if I'm going to again run, so it will possible. Means as of now my var value will be 10. Then here I'm modify the value. Means var equal to var plus 10. So it will give me 20 as my output. Okay. Then again I just want to update that value. So it will be give me 30. But here this will be my operation. Okay. Means here I am performing some expression. But here I need to check the original var value because here I am updating that. So that's why it will be give me 20. Okay. So this is all about our local variables to create. Now guys, if I try to access outside the function, means we know that if we are creating a variable inside the function, this will be known as our local variables. If I try to run, it will be give me a name error that var is not defined because this var only declare inside the function only. If I try to access outside the function, it will give a name error. Okay, so this is all about our local variable. So now we are going to write the theoretical point for local variables. Okay, what is local variable? So these variables are created inside the function only, inside the function, and local variables can access and modify inside the function only. Means outer of the function we cannot modify or we cannot access also. Okay, so this is all about our local variable and our global variable. Okay guys, now my requirement will be, means in the interview they might be asked you, is there any possibility to create a local variables and we need to access in our global space? So yeah, this will possible. So in order to use our local variables in global variable space, we have to use a keyword called global. Then where we need to use this global keyword before initializing the variable. So now we are going to implement in our program. So here I am creating a function called my sample. Okay, guys. So now I need to make a local variable. I need to give a global keyword so that it will be possible to access outside the function. So before we are creating a variable, we are giving this global keyword. After that, we need to give the variable name. So now we are assigning the value. So var value will be 10. So here I need to print that particular var value. So as of now, we know that if you try to create a local variable and if you try to run inside the function, it will possible. Now if I'm trying to run this one, so it will be give me output as 10. Okay, now if I try to access outside the function, it will possible or not. Now we are going to check. So now if I try to run this one, it will also possible. Okay, we know that if I try to modify or update the local variable inside the function, it will possible. Now we are going to try outside the function. It will possible or not. Okay, guys, after that, we are going to print that value. So now if I try to run this one, it will be give me the modify value. Means here, it will taking the object value. But in our global variable, it will be taking here, it will be taking the reference of your object. It will be not taking the actual value, but here it will be taking the actual value. Okay, guys. So that's all for the theoretical point that are available in our function. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about our coding question. Means nowadays we are going to start implementing all the coding question by the help of our function, because we know how to create a function, what is the advantages of a function. Now we are going to start implementing the functional oriented programming. So the first question for this session will be write a function to check number is happy number or not. Means here we are going to check that particular number we are taking from this user happy number or not. Okay, so first we are going to understand what is happy, then only we can get a clear picture on that how to build the logic, then how the iteration, each and every iteration will be going to start implementing each and everything we are going to see now. So here I am taking a bracket. Okay, so here I am taking. So now what is happy number? So happy number says that if a number you are taking, that number must be a single digit number. Means if I'm taking 1 to 9, then only I need to check condition that single number either 1 or 7. If that number 1 or 7, okay, if number double equal to 1 or number double equal to 7, at that time we can say that this is a happy number. If that number will be not satisfy this condition, so this number will be not a happy number. Okay, so this is the logic behind this happy number. Guys, if the user will be inputting the number as 19, then in that case, how we can check? So in that case, we are using a concept called square. Means we need to square and add. So in this case, we are taking each and every number. So here I am taking 1 into 2. So here, because I need to take square, so 1 exponential 2. So here it will be give me 1. Okay, then here I need to take 9 square 2. So it will give me 81. So here I need to add both the things. So it became a new number that will be called 82. Again, I just need to check that particular number after the summation is a single digit or not. Means until my number will be not becoming a single digit, till that time, I need to check this square condition. Okay, again I need to check 8 exponential 2. So here it will be give me 64. Then 2 exponential 2. So it will be give me 4. Again, I just need to add these two numbers. So 64 plus 4. So it will give me 68 my output. Again, I just need to check this 68 is a single digit or not. Still, it is not a single digit. So now I need to check one more time. So 6. So here I need to increasing my size. So here I am taking 6 exponential with 2. So it will be give me 36. Okay. Then 4 exponential with 2. Sorry, 8 exponential. Because if you see here, 6 and 8. So 6 exponential 2. So it will be give me 64. Now if I try to add both of these numbers, so 36 plus 64, now it will be becoming 3 digit. Again, I need to check that particular number will be single digit or not. Still, the number will be becoming not a single digit. So again, I need to take square. So 1 square 1, 0 square 0, again 0 square 0. After I am adding this number, now it becoming a single digit. So here I need to check if the number, after I am getting a single digit, if that number will be becoming 1. So in that case, we are telling that this is a happy number. Okay, so guys, how to take the last digit every time? So we know the concept to take last digit and checking for every time. If I try to last digit, okay, if I'm tried this last digit, so every time I need use this concept non-modular division with 10. If I'm try to searching for non-modular division with 10, it will be giving me the last digit. Okay. After I am finding the last digit, every time I need to store somewhere because I need to add. So here I'm using sum equal to sum plus my last digit I am finding exponentially 2. Okay. After I am getting the exponential, now my requirement will be I need to update that number because if I'm taking 9, again I need to take only 1. So here I am taking num equal to num float division with 10. So here I am finding the logic. Then what is the condition to stop that? So when I need to stop? So when my number becoming 0 only, I need to stop. So here I will give a condition equal to num greater than 0. If the number becoming 0, we need to stop and we need to return this sum because we need to check that particular number will be 1 or not. So guys, this is the function for our squaring. Now how to check this happy number? So here every time we need to check if the number will be greater than 9, then only we can need to call this function to execute this square. If the number will be not becoming greater than 9, so here we can directly check. So here, because every time we need to check after square, every time we need to check means we don't know how many iteration, how many time it take the iteration. So that's why here I am using while condition because every time I just need to check. Okay, here I need to check. So now we are going to start implementing the same logic here. So every time I need to take the user input. So here I am using input function. Okay. So enter the number. So after I am getting the number, so first I need to create for my happy number. Okay, so here I am creating a function called happy. So here it will be taking one mandatory argument that will be called num because I will be take from my num only. So now here I need to give the condition as while num greater than 9, then only I need to call this square. So here I will be creating a square function and here I need to pass this number, what the number I'm getting. If this number will be not becoming greater than 9, so here I need to check if number double equal to 1 or number double equal to 7. Okay, then at that time here, because we know that in the function we don't need to print inside that. So here I can directly check that true condition. If from both of these, if one condition becoming also true, means it will be needs to be activated. If that from both the condition, if that condition will be not satisfied, then we need to come to my false. So here I will be returning false because it needs to come to my function call. So now I need to create for my square. So here I will be creating for square. But guys, every time it will be taking a default argument sum equal to 0 because every time we need to adding the number after squaring, we adding. So here we need to pass the condition while number greater than 0. So here first we need to take the remainder value. So remainder value num float division 10. After I'm getting, I need to add. So sum equal to sum plus remainder exponential with 2. After that, I need to take the float division. After each and everything will be completed, we need to take this sum to function call because here I am taking the function call. Okay, now I just want to use the ternary operator to print in a single line. So we know that if I try to run the ternary operator for the true option, we need to write in our left side. So here I am typing happy number. Here I need to call the function. So guys, here I am calling happy num. Okay, if the condition becoming true, then only. If this condition becoming false, so at that time we need to print not happy. Okay, not happy number. The logic will be same. Now guys, just see, if I try to run this one, still it will be give me an error. Why? Because if you guys just see, here we are just calling for one time, but we know that we need to call this one for means we don't know how many times. So if I'm passing the 19 also, it will be not printing because after the one iteration, it will stop there. That's why to every time if I try to run this one here, we need to store because we need to check again and again. So that's why now if I try to run this one and I will passing the condition as 19, it will be giving me a happy number. Okay guys, so this is the control flow of this program. Now if I try to overcome with this three line to a single line, if I writing return normal, if both condition becoming satisfied, it will be give me the output. Okay guys, so that's all for this session. Thanks for watching. Try it.